What's going on, Jazz Poetry? It's your friendly neighborhood, Mr. Reese, also known as Reese the Poet. I'm glad to be able to be here and start off your show for you and everything. And so just had a couple quick words for you, if you don't mind. You know what I mean? Real quick with regard to current events. I want to challenge you guys because the truth is that everything that we're seeing, all the chaos that we see, all the division that we see, all of the hurt and the pain and the hatred and the bigotry and the racism, all of the things that we're dealing with right now, there is a simple answer, but for many people, they don't like it because it requires you to look beyond yourself. And the simple answer to this thing is to love. And that means loving unconditionally. And that doesn't mean you ignore what happens. That means you acknowledge actions that are wrong, but you do not attach them to the person that has committed it. And to choose to still see everybody as human beings. And I believe right now we have an opportunity as humans to rise up and show the world what it means. We can redefine what it means to be a human being, redefine what it means to be an American, redefine what all of these things mean, and look forward to the future. But in order to do that, we must find our own convictions from within. And that brings me to this piece. I think we need to open our eyes and realize that the keys to the future are in our hands. Check this out. You know, it's been attributed that Harriet Tubman once said, I saved 1,000 slaves, but I could have saved 1,000 more had they actually known that they were slaves. The reality is, due to the media and everything else, I believe that this is the state of our nation. It's time for us to wake up. Because if you look at the way this world is going, poverty and hunger has become a norm, but we're spending billions on hamburger buns, iPhones, and bombs. And then we choose to listen to politicians with ill intentions, manipulating the way that we're living for their own personal missions. So they put the population in the pit for power, profit, and greed when it's the people that provide the very pennies we need. Right? That's the problem. But the thing is that the real issue is we, the people, have allowed it to be. Because we turned a blind eye to the truth and accept the lies of the beast. Festering the infection no physician can relieve. See, self-destruction is the human disease. Now let it breathe. Or wait, I can't. Because I'm caught in the chokehold of the system. See, I've been made in the image of the Almighty, but I've been convinced that I am a victim, and so therefore I never reach my full potential. And because of the circumstance of my circumstances, my chances of success have been worn down the lead erase of a 4th grade pencil. And so in turn, I allow myself to be used and abused like the derogatory term to a garden tool, all just to feed the beast and be tossed away like a disposable dining utensil. We live in the American Idol society. We find validation and likes on Instagram, or how many shares on Facebook, or, you know, my young people, how I can throw my hands or carry my piece. Instead of being true warriors, kings and queens, and advocating peace. Because see, what we don't realize, listen very carefully, is we live in a system designed to cripple our minds and lead us like sheep to the slaughter lines. So they paint a pretty picture of freedom just to tantalize your eyes, but deep inside you hypnotized by the background symphony of Lucifer's lies. We've become blind to the truth that lies, hidden in the paint and prime, and we just milling about like ants in the dirt, living our lives. And then on top of that, what makes it worse is our perception so misconstrued that we can't even see that we have become the stone figures, the muse, the products of the heart of sin, sculpted by demonic tools standing on display in this spiritual loop. See, we're lost in space. And then on top of that, we're lost and we're wasting space like bumps on a log, hogs finding pleasure in this foul place. You have no idea how much effort a smile takes. When I look around and see all the self-destruction, what a foul taste. They've convinced us to sell our souls for a piece of the cake because they say that it's good. And they say that we should feed it to the baby girls and boys and watch them absorb it with no idea that it's laced with poison. So then it becomes suicide by deception. And guess what? There is no protection from what's self-inflicted. So I hope you get this message, and I pray that you listen. And when it's all said and done, and all my words are finished, I hope that we can all, white, black, brown, Puerto Rican, blue, purple, Asian, can step back for a minute, look into the mirror, examine our hearts, and find our conviction. All right, y'all. You can follow me at Reach the Poet. I appreciate you.